Now on 13 ABC Action News.
Another Ohio train derailment has lawmakers pushing for safety changes. I'm Carly Petras with the details at 11.
Big things are happening with downtown Toledo's metro parks, but what's that going to do for residents and the businesses that are located there? I'm Willie Danley live with the story.
And the local woman who turned her $30 scratch off into a $500,000 winnings.
This is 13 ABC Action News.
We begin tonight with the push to safeguard the rails. The recent series of train derailments here in Ohio has rail company Norfolk Southern in the hot seat.
And local leaders are calling for change when it comes to safety protocols. 13 ABC's Carly Petras live tonight with our continuing coverage. Carly.
Lee and Diane, earlier today, Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur was right here at the Toledo Amtrak station holding a news conference. She's pushing for rail safety. The weekend train derailment in Springfield, Ohio, has lawmakers saying enough is enough. Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur says the incidents in Sandusky, East Palestine, and Springfield sit at the front of her mind right now.
3 derailments in our state.
Leading a news conference locally, Kaptur says Toledoans were just as much at risk as the people directly impacted by the derailments.
The trains that came through, both the Sandusky train, obviously, and the East Palestine train came through this city.
Adding, we need to act now to make sure this never happens again.
Our goal is to work together on legislation to augment what Senators Brown and Vance have proposed in the Senate, but to add in the House bill provisions that we know are as necessary as what they have already written.
Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown's looking to require rail companies to increase inspections, mandate 2-person crews, and notify local officials if they're transporting hazardous materials.
The railroad's got a lot of questions they've got to answer, and they really haven't done it very well yet.
And with Norfolk Southern currently under fire, the train companies recently announced a 6-point plan to improve safety. It includes providing real-time warnings to crews and boosting train braking capabilities. Now, Norfolk Southern's chief executive has agreed to testify on the East Palestine train derailment. We should expect that on Thursday. Reporting live in Toledo, Carly Petras, 13 ABC Action News.
In your crime and safety alert tonight, Toledo police are looking for the person they say stabbed a man repeatedly outside of a Toledo bar. Officers responded to an area hospital Friday when a 30-year-old man came in with 4 stab wounds to his arm, leg, back, and side. The victim told police he was at the recovery room on Airport Highway when a fight happened inside the bar. The victim went on to say that bouncers asked the group involved to leave, and police say when those people went to the parking lot, the victim was stabbed by an unknown suspect. Anyone with information is asked to text or call Crime Stoppers.
Teenagers suffered potentially life-threatening injuries in a rollover crash over the weekend. Toledo police say 4 teens were heading east on Angola Road late Saturday night when the driver lost control, hit a utility pole, and the vehicle turned on its side. 3 19-year-olds were hurt. Police say the driver suffered potentially life-threatening injuries. Crash is under investigation, but officers believe that alcohol was a factor.
And now to the crime fight across the state line. Michigan State Police are looking to expand their use of license plate readers all throughout the state. State Police already have the technology on several freeways across Michigan to help in stopping crime. The readers aren't used for speed purposes. Instead, they focus on serious crimes like Amber Alerts, finding missing people, and locating stolen vehicles. If police get a tip about a certain vehicle, the license plate information is fed into the system. When the suspect vehicle passes a reader on the highway, the reader then notifies the police dispatch center, helping police track down the vehicle. The readers are currently in 3 counties in Michigan, but state police say the devices will eventually be everywhere. Back here in Toledo, big developments happening downtown. The Glass City Metro Park set to open in the next few months, while the Glass City Riverwalk has a ways to go.
And construction has impacted some downtown institutions, but those behind this project say it'll be worth the hassle in the long run, or the long walk. 13 ABC's Willie Danley has the story in studio. He's live tonight. Willie.
Lee, when the ice skating ribbon in the Glass City Metro Park opened a few months ago for a preview, thousands of people jumped at the opportunity to experience it. And the people behind the Glass City Riverwalk tell me they expect the response to the Riverfront Metro Park to be no different.
I love that Toledo downtown area especially is growing and changing. It's all really positive. It's exciting.
Construction on the Glass City Riverwalk in downtown Toledo is underway. Toledo Metro Park spokesperson Scott Carpenter says his team predicts that once completed, the Riverwalk will quickly become an attraction.
If you think of Wildwood Metro Park and how busy it is, that's about 1.5 million plus visitors a year. We think this will top that.
Carpenter says it's been a collaboration since the 5-mile stretch of the Riverwalk will connect with businesses on the riverfront.
There are already some wonderful institutions, public or semi-public institutions, green spaces that will be connected up. So we'll be kind of connecting those dots with Riverwalk, Promenade Park, owned by the city of Toledo, for example, where all the concerts are held, Imagination Station, the Renaissance, the Fifth Third building.
The long construction process of the Metro Park has impacted some of the day-to-day business for some of the nearby buildings.
Interruption in water service that happens to some of these buildings. One has already happened, another one happens next Monday. So we're in contact with them, and we do apologize for the inconvenience. I think it's all going to be worth it when Riverwalk is completed.
This downtown Toledo resident I spoke to says she's especially excited for how easy it will be to walk her dog and take him to the dog park.
Down here, there's even a dog park, and so there's lots of places for me to walk with him. I've taken him over to the dog park not far from here, so it's all really nice. We take him out here to walk every night.
Carpenter reminded me that this is a long-term project. While the Glass City Metro Park will be completed in June, the Riverwalk will take 2 more years of construction to complete. Reporting live in studio, Willie Danley, 13 ABC Action News.
All right, Willie, thank you. Well, when big projects come to places like Toledo, what's being done to make sure they really help the people who live there? Here, one group is trying to bring all sides to the table with Reinvest Toledo. The hope is that the old Swainfield Shopping Center will have vibrant life very soon. Before any decisions are made, leaders want to make sure people living in nearby communities are there for the talks. One example, food deserts. What can be done to make sure underserved Toledoans get access to fresh foods? How can urban farming come into play?
When you have fast food restaurants, 5 of those and no grocery store or a corner store that has more liquor and cigarettes, then definitely not healthy food is not necessarily on the agenda. What happens to the people?
People have already been connected to the city's Forward Toledo plan, which develops land uses for the next few decades. Discussion on food deserts will happen later this month, the 18th. You can look for registration on Reinvest Toledo's Facebook page.
Well, March is Women's History Month, and one local organization is striving to educate, engage, and empower women in our area. Women of Toledo was founded in 2014 with a focus on economic development and inclusion. The nonprofit offers a variety of services to women in our area, including Her Hub. That's a program to help female entrepreneurs with their businesses.
Practice your elevator speeches. You can make those connections. You can meet with other local women business owners in the area, kind of see what they're doing, get some ideas, and it's a great way to collaborate.
Women of Toledo is hosting an International Women's Day Forum this Wednesday from 11 to 1 at the Hilton Garden Inn in downtown Toledo. For more information, you can head to our website, 13abc.com.
And check this out. After spending $30 on an Ohio Lottery scratch-off, a local player ends up with a lot more, a whole lot more. Holland woman won the cash celebration top prize. That's $40,000 a year for 25 years. She chose the $500,000 cash option, $500,000 here. After federal and state taxes, she'll get $360,000. Winning ticket was sold at S&G. That's inside the BP gas station on Crossroads Parkway in Rossford. And according to the Ohio Lottery, as of today, there are 22 top prizes remaining in that cash celebration game.
Trouble in the air, from passengers behaving badly to potentially catastrophic bird strikes. A string of airline incidents leaving passengers on edge.
Plus, a reported case of mistaken identity and the apparent kidnapping of Americans in Mexico.
From snow showers tonight to sunshine by tomorrow afternoon. Reverse that for Friday with a chance for a little sticking snow. We'll update the forecast in a few minutes.
And now to the skies, where federal authorities are investigating a growing number of air travel incidents.
Those include several emergency landings and other cases of severe turbulence. ABC's Melissa Adon explains.
An alleged attack in the air, detailed by federal court documents. A Massachusetts man arrested for allegedly trying to stab a flight attendant in the neck with a broken metal spoon 3 times. And also allegedly trying to open an emergency exit door during a United flight.
2 subjects with minor injuries.
Passengers and crew members tackling 33-year-old Francisco Severo Torres, restraining his hands and feet with zip ties, holding him down until the plane, incoming from Los Angeles, landed in Boston on Monday. Torres now charged with interference with the flight crew using a dangerous weapon. United thanking the quick action of our crew and customers. In a separate incident Monday, also at Boston's Logan Airport, 2 United planes clipping wings as one of the jets pushed back from the gate. While no one was hurt, this adds to the latest in a series of planes bumping into each other. United says customers on both aircrafts deplane normally and arrangements were made to get them onto new flights. Plus, this chaotic scene on board a Southwest flight headed from Havana, Cuba to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Southwest says multiple birds hit the engine, causing smoke to enter the cabin.
Explosion, a lot of smoke, we couldn't breathe.
Pilots making the decision for an emergency landing back in Havana. Passengers standing on the wings and escaping down emergency slides.
We have bird strikes happen every day in commercial aviation, but very seldom does it require an emergency return.
Southwest saying, quote, "We commend the swift professional actions of our pilots and flight attendants." And last week, 7 people were hurt and rushed to the hospital after a Lufthansa Airbus experienced turbulence. The FAA is investigating all of these separate incidents. Melissa Adan, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And across the southern border now, where U.S. and Mexican authorities say they're working on the case of 4 Americans kidnapped in Mexico on Friday. Now, we don't know everything about this video, which shows people being loaded into the back of a truck at gunpoint. We don't know if they are the 4 Americans kidnapped. The FBI wouldn't confirm, but it does match what the FBI says happened. 4 Americans in a white minivan with North Carolina license plates were fired at by unidentified gunmen, crashed, and were put into a vehicle and taken away. Mexico's president says the whole government is working on this, adding that the Americans came to buy medicine. A U.S. official believes a Mexican cartel mistakenly thought they were Haitian drug smugglers.
Travel advisory for Tamaulipas State remains at level 4. Do not travel. We encourage Americans to heed that advice.
A U.S. lawmaker whose district sits on the border says this proves the U.S. needs the political will to deal with border drug dangers.
And new this hour, 2 Biden administration officials say it's considering reinstating the policy of detaining migrant families who cross the border illegally. The president ended that practice when he came into office. Now, it's one of several options being weighed as the administration prepares for the end of Title 42 this May. That's the public health order allowing border agents to turn away migrants who cross the southern border illegally. In recent days, White House and Homeland Security have had multiple meetings talking about the possibility of reviving that practice.
Well, tonight, nearly 24 people are facing domestic terrorism charges after a violent clash with Atlanta police. Officials say protesters went into the construction site of a police training facility that critics dub Cop City after breaking off from a peaceful demonstration. The crowd launched what authorities call a coordinated attack: rocks, fireworks, Molotov cocktails. Tensions have been escalating for months. Environmentalists occupying the site say they want to save the wooded area and argue the facility would militarize police. Only 2 of those arrested are from Georgia. The Atlanta City Council voted in favor of the facility with support from both Republicans and Democrats.
Now, 13 ABC First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Jay Burschback.
Rain, snow, and sleet in southeast Michigan and parts of northwest Ohio earlier today really held those temperatures down, only in the 30s and 40s in Michigan. Officially, Toledo, 53. That was about lunchtime today. Temperatures fell in the afternoon as the rain came in. And look to the south, we're talking lower, mid, even upper 60s, like Lima, 68 degrees. So about a 30-degree difference from north to south today when it comes to those high temperatures. Again, 53 are high, the low 37. Just about a quarter inch of rain in Toledo. Records are 73 and 5 below. And for the month already, 1.41 inches of precipitation. Puddle Ducky, he's been happy. We do have a snow ducky. All right, but we just have not used much of snow ducky because we have not had much snow this season. But we're looking at some in the forecast momentarily. Looking at a half-inch of rain or so to our north. There's our quarter-inch and much lower amounts of rain today as you head southward. In Findlay, only 0.04 of an inch of rain today. Currently we're at 37, so still above freezing. East winds are at 10. Hoping the combination here starts to dry those roads out before we get close to freezing tonight. But even with that, there may be a few slick spots with our dusting of snow possible. The refreeze or freeze process is also possible. So just take it easy tomorrow. Not a big deal, but maybe a few slick spots. Temperatures now across the board, mid to upper 30s. Warmest spot, though, upper Sandusky, 41. Our coolest spot, Hillsdale, at 32. Now we're seeing sprinkles reform, areas of drizzle with the next kind of surge of moisture moving in. You can just see a little green blips on the map here. We'll zoom out and look to the north after I zoom in on the sprinkles. All right, now we zoom out to the north. You can see here some of that light snow and rain mixing. It's traveling down to the south-southeast, so this will move overhead tonight and leave behind a dusting. Grassy areas, rooftops, maybe your car, just a little coating of snow before you wake up tomorrow. Here's the map at 3 o'clock on Predictor. By the hour, light snow showers in the area. North winds gusting over 20 miles per hour tonight, but the snow chance is gone by 6. Clouds begin to clear by 9. By lunchtime, we're in the clear. We'll keep the sunshine the second half of the day. Tonight, near or just below the freezing mark at 31. That'll put wind chills in the lower 20s. Chance of rain and snow showers with a dusting. Higher chance for that for areas east of I-75. Hourcast tomorrow shows that clearing trend working in, so grab the sunglasses for the second half of the day. 43 the high with those north winds, about 10 to 15. And now the 7-day forecast includes a couple of dry days and calm days. That'd be Wednesday 42, Thursday near 40. We are watching Friday. Mentioned a few minutes ago that the chance of snow may be going up a little bit. That indeed is the case with our newest model that comes in pretty much as we come on the air tonight, showing that storm track drifting a little bit to the south, which means that rain snow line near and now just into northwest Ohio from Michigan. So that's something to watch carefully. Travel plans Friday with a high of 40. March sun's higher in the sky, will be above freezing, but still could impact travel. So we'll detail that tomorrow. The weekend, few flurries Saturday, 38. Sunday, chance of snow showers, 36. Don't forget, this is the weekend to spring forward an hour. Your evenings get longer, at least brighter. Mornings get darker here, so our sunset will change to about, I think, 7:37. So that's a positive. All right, and then Monday, chance of snow showers, cooler. So each day, temperatures get cooler and cooler, and it's going to be below normal next week. So as we get into March here, the middle of March, it's going to feel more like the middle of February, since we never really had February.
It was one of the unsnowiest Februaries, right?
It was, yes. 0.9 inches of snow for the whole month. And that came that Friday night. That Friday night snow that came through, and then it melted the next day. That was 0.9.
Incredible.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, March making up for it, though. All right, Jay, thanks. Turning to your health now, elite athletes diagnosed with genetic heart disease may be safe to continue playing their sport.
That's according to research presented at the American College of Cardiology's annual scientific session. Sample of 76 athletes here with a genetic heart disease diagnosis who had competed or are still competing in Division I University of Professional Sports was taken. 73 did not experience a cardiac event triggered by their disease. More than half had no symptoms at all. Findings suggest many athletes can decide with their healthcare professionals on whether to continue competing in their sport and how to do so safely rather than being automatically disqualified for their health condition. And sports is
Now, most of our basketball action is wrapping up, but some teams just getting started. We'll have highlights from the Glass City Wranglers and a preview of the Lord's Grey Wolves as they head to the national tournament coming up in sports.
Now, BCSN on 13 ABC Action News.
Welcome to sports. I'm Carly Ford. Glass City tipped off their season with a win last week. The Wranglers hoping to carry that momentum into game number 2 of the year. And Bucket also excited for the Glass City Wranglers as they hosted the Kalamazoo Galaxy. Now, Kalamazoo started this game on an 8-4 run until Francisco Santiago finds his spot, nails the jumper. It's just a 2-point game for the Galaxy. Final seconds of the first pass down low to Anthony Carmen. Tough take. The Wranglers trailing by just one, but not for long. Final seconds of the first half, Dorian Watson gives Glass City a 14-point lead. Second half action, Chris Darrington drives straight to the hoop and finished inside your living rooms. Glass City powering through. Fourth quarter, they need just 1 point for triple digits. Carmen says, how about three? Over 100 points on the board for Glass City, over 200 combined from Owens Community College. Chase Hawkins with the exclamation point as the Wranglers win 112-99 over the Galaxy.
I'm feeling it. You know, I put in a lot of work this offseason, man. I was up at 5 in the morning a lot of days and getting 3 workouts done before 12. So right now I'm really just letting the work show. You know, I come out here and I'm not nervous. I'm not scared. I'm not unconfident because I haven't done anything. I'm just trusting my work and all the reps that I put in. So these type of performances don't surprise me. I'm just out here trying to do what I need to do to help my team win and then to get to the next level.
Well, for the second year in a row, Lourdes is playing in the NAIA National Tournament. The Gray Wolves earned an at-large bid following a 22-8 campaign after finishing second in the WAC. Lourdes will play the host Georgetown College Tigers tomorrow night in Kentucky. This marks the first ever meeting between the two schools. The Gray Wolves are the 14th seed in their quadrant, and they have never won an NAIA tournament game, losing on a last-second shot to Olivet Nazarene last year. A painful lesson Lourdes learned and hopes to recorrect this time around.
You know, you got to be better. You got to be better than who you are. Like I tell the guys, you got to do more than what you're capable of doing. What that more is going to be on you. If it's a loose ball and you're used to bending over, you got to dive on the floor and get it. If we need a couple extra rebounds and you're not accustomed to rebounding the basketball, you got to get in there and mix it up and grab rebounds. You just can't be ordinary. You got to go in there and do something different when you're playing in the tournament. And I know last year we lost at the buzzer, and hopefully this year we can go in there and do the same thing, but have a better outcome.
And speaking of tournaments, both the Toledo men and women sending off their players tomorrow as they head to Cleveland for the MAC tournament. That does it for sports.
Students at Oakdale Elementary now have a new way to get active while learning. Any space at the school can be transformed into a fun recreational area with the interactive playground system. It's a state-of-the-art audio and visual setup.
We have academic needs around number sense and mathematical issues. This LU is a way to help connect the classroom to the phys ed classroom that we have currently. Our kids are doing interventions in math. Those interventions now can be run in the gym.
And this was purchased by the TPS Foundation through a donation by the Toledo Refining Company. And with that, we'll be back in just a moment.
And that does it for us. Be up to the minute. The Midi Rep 13 ABC Action News. Good morning. Starts at 4:30 a.m.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Jimmy Kimmel next.
13 ABC Originals, exclusive stories connecting you to our community. Find them first every weekday at 4 on 13 ABC Action News. Coming up tonight on